Hello everyone, welcome back all of you to the physics online class. We are going to learn today about the experimental observations of the photoelectric effect, because in the previous videos we learned the concept of what are the factors on which the photoelectric current depends. There we also observed that how the photoelectric current will change with respect to the intensity and with respect to the potential difference, and kinetic energy means that is related to the frequency of the incident radiation, and we came to know few of the points there. What are those means? The first point we learnt here is that whatever the factors we discussed, from that I can say that saturation current. What the saturation current we obtained in the case of photoelectric effect, it is independent on the frequency, independent of frequency of incident radiation. Frequency of incident radiation. Remember this. Incident radiation. And next we came to know that we have the points which were derived from the experimental things and the factors. The second one, the stopping potential of electrons. Which electrons? Photoelectrons is directly proportional to the frequency of incident radiation. Frequency of incident light or the radiation. This means what? If the frequency of the incident radiation increases, then the stopping potential of the photoelectrons also increases. And the next thing, and this stopping potential is independent on the intensity of the incident radiation. Remember this. Whatever you may increase or decrease does not matter. The stopping potential does not vary with the intensity. It just vary with the frequency of the incident radiation. Right? And next point is, for a given photosensitive material, we observed that, so for a given photosensitive material, it is very clear that the incident frequency should be greater than the minimum frequency of the material. Here, so for a given photosensitive material, the incident frequency, usually the incident frequency we are taking as a nu here, and the minimum frequency we are representing that as a nu naught. And in the previous class I told you that the minimum frequency through which means above which only the photoelectrons are emitted from the photosensitive material is called threshold frequency. Yes, so nu naught is taken as the threshold frequency here. This is a threshold frequency. Then, so what should be the condition for a given material? The incident frequency should be greater than the threshold frequency. Whenever, so you want to observe the photoelectric effect, the incident frequency should be greater than the threshold frequency. Then my question, if the incident frequency is less than the threshold frequency, what could you observe there? We observe that there is no photoelectrons emitted from the metal surface. Remember, if for a given photosensitive material, if incident frequency is less than the threshold frequency, for a given photosensitive material, if the incident frequency is less than threshold frequency, then you observe that there is no photoelectrons. There is no photoelectrons emitted. That means no photoelectric effect take place. Am I clear? And one more point we will come to know here, that the kinetic energy of the photoelectrons, the kinetic energy of the photoelectrons is directly proportional to the frequency of the incident radiation, kinetic energy. That only yesterday we drawn a graph of the frequency versus stopping potential here. Stopping potential, or you can take kinetic energy also. We observed that for the two different metals or photosensitive material, I call one as A, another one as B, and these two materials are different only. These are taken photosensitive. Then for the material A, we have one threshold frequency, and for the another metal we have the another threshold frequency. Yes, then by this value we will come to know that for a given photosensitive material there is a minimum frequency, for which the stopping potential is 0. Whenever a photosensitive material have the minimum frequency, or it is called cutoff frequency, for which the stopping potential value will be 0. And this point clearly explains us every photosensitive material has a different threshold frequency. That means, so different threshold frequency will be given to the different photosensitive materials. Therefore, when we were talking about the photosensitive materials, there I used one word, that the alkali metals such as lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, yes, these all are photosensitive in the region of where visible light, I told it is, they are so photosensitive in the visible light. Then what does it mean? It also explains that the threshold frequency of the alkali metal is lying in the region of visible range. Am I clear? So, the photosensitive materials such as the alkali metals, that are lithium, sodium, potassium, etc., their the threshold frequency is lying in a visible range. Then what about the another 2-3 examples such as magnesium, zinc and the copper? They are also photosensitive, but in which region? They are photosensitive in the ultraviolet region. Therefore, their threshold frequency is lying in the ultraviolet region only. Am I clear? Yes. So, these are the few of the points we wanted to discuss from these factors, right? And now we are at the very important observations of the photoelectric effect. Experimental observations. Experimental observations of photoelectric effect. Photoelectric effect. Yes, means when we conduct the experiment there, so scientists had observed few of the observations, right? They are by experiment only. So what are those observations? Remember, these observations are important for the point of examination. Yes, how will be the question actually here? Mention the experimental observations of the photoelectric effect, like this question will come, either 2 or the 3 marks. Yes, if the question comes like that, you need to give any 2 or 3 of these observations, what I am going to explain now. Yes, the first observation is, this is important for the point of exam. Yes, The first observation is photoelectric effect is the instantaneous process. The first observation, what they have concluded? Photoelectric effect is instantaneous process. Instantaneous process. What do you mean by instantaneous? Yes, so they observed in the experiment that as soon as a radiation of suitable frequency incident on the metal surface, photoelectrons are emitted from its surface, and if the photoelectrons are emitted, photocurrent will flow in the circuit that is measured in the microammeter. Okay. Then, so they also noted that the time interval between the incident of the radiation and emission of the photoelectron is of the order of 10⁻⁸ second. It is observed that means what? And assume this is a metal surface, radiation is incident here and photoelectrons are emitted from the surface of the metal. How much time it has taken? What is the time interval between that? The time interval between the radiation incident on metal and photoelectrons are emitted from that, it takes hardly 10⁻⁸ second. Therefore, this process we consider as the instantaneous process. Am I clear? Yes. Then the second observational point is, photoelectric effect. Photoelectric effect is observed if, see here the second point says photoelectric effect is observed if the incident frequency is greater than the minimum frequency. What the second point here? Photoelectric effect is observed if incident frequency is greater than the certain minimum frequency. That certain minimum frequency only called as the threshold frequency. Then as I told, if the incident frequency is less than threshold, what happens there? There is no photoelectric effect, because so we know that photoelectric effect means particularly a radiation of suitable frequency should incident on the metal surface. Then only the photoelectrons are emitted from its surface, isn't it? So, the second observation is photoelectric effect is observed if the incident frequency is greater than the minimum certain frequency called threshold frequency. Am I clear? Yes. Then the next observation is the saturation, the amount of saturation current is directly proportional to the intensity of incident radiation. That means here how much photoelectric current is? Photoelectric current produced in the circuit is directly proportional to what quantity? Intensity of incident radiation. Okay, remember the photoelectric current or that current only reaching maximum value means what it is called? Saturation current, right? The saturation current is directly proportional to the intensity of incident radiation, not on the frequency of the incident radiation. If the intensity increases, photoelectric current also increases. Am I clear? Okay. So, then next point or the observation is, as the frequency of the incident radiation increases, the kinetic energy of the photoelectrons also increases. If the kinetic energy of the photoelectrons increases, definitely the stopping potential also increases, isn't it? Therefore, the next point is to be discussed. So, the kinetic energy or the stopping potential, the kinetic energy or the stopping potential of photoelectrons is directly proportional to the frequency of the incident radiation, is directly proportional to the frequency of the incident radiation, not on the intensity of the radiation. Am I clear? The next point says the stopping potential, which is that stopping potential is represented by V naught, right? The stopping potential stopping potential or its equivalent kinetic energy of photoelectrons directly proportional to the frequency of incident radiation. Yes, this point clearly says if you increase the frequency, then definitely the stopping potential increases or the kinetic energy of the photoelectrons increases, but it is independent. Remember, it is independent on intensity of incident radiation. So, these are the few of the experimental observations, and one more I can write here, that is the threshold, the minimum frequency is different for the different materials, that is the photosensitive materials. This only, just now what I explained here. So, the last point you can observe here, if you are using different photosensitive materials, every material has different threshold frequency, and if the threshold frequency is different, then definitely their kinetic energy and their stopping potential will also change, right. So, these are what the experimental observations of the photoelectric effect. Actually, further what happens after studying this, the greatest scientist Albert Einstein, who will explain how the photoelectric effect will take place, and that only now whatever the points we discussed, that only again we explain with respect to the formula of the Albert Einstein equation. Yes, then first we need to understand what is Einstein's photoelectric theory. Yes, so before going for that explanation, we needed to understand Einstein's photoelectric effect. Now we are studying, this is also important. Last 2 years, 2 questions came from this concept. One is explain Einstein's observations of photoelectric effect. Yes, and second one, write the expression for Einstein's photoelectric equations. Yes, so now I will explain that theory of the Einstein and also the formula or the equation which is used by Einstein. Yes, so let us discuss now Albert Einstein's photoelectric effect. Photoelectric effect. What the Einstein says? Actually, Einstein used the theory of the Max Planck. Max Planck quantum theory was used by scientist Einstein, and according to the Max Planck theory, what the radiation consists? Radiation is made up of, radiation is built up by small packets of the energy. They are made up of the small packets of the energy. Each packet of energy is called as quantum or quanta, what they are calling. So actually first the photoelectric concept, that means quantum theory, was given by Max Planck, and according to the Max Planck quantum theory, he used that every radiation is made up of or built up by the small packets of the energy. They are called as the quanta or packet of energy, and every quanta is associated with the energy E is equal to h nu here. Yes, every packet, that means see, assume this is a radiation here, but now we are taking that as a continuous ray, but according to the Max Planck theory, the radiation is made up of small packets of energy, discrete. We are using discrete packets, small packets of energy. They are arranged in a continuous manner, then only that appears to be in the form of radiation. Yes, and every quanta that is associated with the energy E is equal to h nu, that h is called as the, h is called Planck's constant. H is called Planck's constant, and nu is called frequency of radiation. Frequency of radiation. Am I clear? And E means energy of the quanta or the photon, what I can call here. Right. Then this theory was used by Einstein. Then Einstein, when used that theory, he explained the photoelectric effect with the help of this concept only. Then according to the Einstein, what points he derived? According to Einstein's photoelectric effect, he given 2 points here in his theory. So that point we can understand very clearly with the help of a small imaginary diagram. Assume this is a metal surface or a photosensitive material. When a radiation of suitable frequency, as we know that incident here, right, and we know that electrons, the free electrons which were bonding to the surface of the metal, they are removed out of the metal surface. Then see, if the radiation will incident here, certain minimum amount of energy is required. Okay, so that amount of the energy required to remove the electron is called as the work function, that is given by a formula h nu naught. So phi naught means what? The work function. Phi naught is what? Work function. Nu naught means what? Threshold frequency. H means what? That is a Planck's constant, already we know. Then second point, the Einstein says that already electrons are emitted, then they have to move, no? The remaining part of the energy will be utilized for the kinetic energy of the photoelectrons here. Yes, the remaining part of the energy will be used. See, actually how much energy is incident here? Energy is equal to h nu of the energy is incident here. Then small part of that is utilized for what? To remove the electron from the metal surface, that is called as the work function. That work function pi naught is equal to h nu naught. Then remaining part of the energy is utilized for what? To move the photoelectrons, that is for the kinetic energy of the photoelectrons. Therefore, here the remaining part is used for the kinetic energy, and its formula can be given as half mv square maximum. Am I clear, dear students? According to the Einstein photoelectric effect, what he given 2 points? When a radiation interact with the metal surface, when radiation interact with the metal surface, part of the energy of the photon or the quanta, part of the energy of the quanta is used or utilized. Yes, is utilized to remove the electrons from the metal surface. That minimum energy is called work function, that is denoted by pi naught is equal to h nu naught. Part of that, see how much energy is incident here. As we know, according to this Einstein theory, E amount of the energy is incident, that is the energy of the photon here, that is of the radiation here. That radiation interacting with the metal surface. Yes, and its total energy of that is converted, that is taken for the part of that is used for the work function. Remaining part of the energy is used for the kinetic energy. Am I clear? Yes. So, this is the what the point given by Einstein. Then when I substitute here, E is equal to h nu, pi naught is equal to h nu naught plus Ke means half mv square maximum. Remember, dear students, this is a very important expression for Einstein's photoelectric effect. If the question comes, write the expression for Einstein photoelectric effect, you can write either this or this. Better go for this only, where you need to explain each term present here. H is the Planck's constant, and nu is the frequency of incident radiation, nu naught is the threshold frequency, that is threshold frequency, m is the mass of electron, and V maximum is the speed of or velocity of the electron. Speed or velocity of the electron. This is what we wanted to discuss. I hope the points are very clear to you. So, you have to focus more on the experimental observations of the photoelectric effect and the Einstein's explanation about the photoelectric effect and his equation and the expression for that equation. Okay. So, I hope you understood the point. So, you further think what is remaining means about the characteristic of the photon and the Einstein's explanation related to the photoelectric effect, then the de Broglie wavelength formula is remaining, that we discuss in the next class. Thank you for watching my videos.